Hey peeps, how's it going? Welcome to another Sims 4 video. I'm your Dragon, and this video is a building video. Sim community website often does loads of different challenges, as in like building challenges, cast challenges, story challenges, you name it, they do it. Their latest challenge is a cast story challenge. It's called Your Wedding Stories, and the challenge is literally to make 2 Sims, create a 1 to 2 paragraph backstory talking about how they met, how they proposed, what their wedding was like, and so on, and to put to supply a screenshot of the 2 Sims. I'm not one to do things by halves, so I'm like, okay, I've got these Sims, and now I need to make a screenshot of the Sims, but I want to make a screenshot of them getting married. I'm like, well, in order to do that, I'm gonna have to create a lot, because I didn't want to use, the standard lots that were already available to get married in with the My Wedding Stories pack. So I decided to create my own. In my last video that I did of this, I did a speed build of the Sims themselves, Poppy and Adriana Creakey. Poppy is a vampire, Adriana is a human. Like I said, I wanted to make a grandiose house. So this is a Victorian-style house set in Forgotten Hollow. This is the largest house that I have ever made. I am not a large house builder in The Sims. I make small houses. As in, like, the smaller the better. I love tiny houses, and making something this big is such a challenge. The house that I wanted to build, I always base my houses off of house plans on houseplans.com. And the house I wanted to build was too large for this lot. I probably should have, like, bulldozed Vlad's lot or something. So I had to make a few small adjustments to the house plan, such as I had to shrink a few of the rooms, I had to get rid of a couple of the closets on the ground floor. I love this house plan, it's so beautiful. You can see me here, I'm building up the individual rooms, trying to get a feel for how I'm gonna do this. The house itself is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house with open plan kitchen, breakfast nook, living room area. It's got a dining room as well, and it's got a gorgeous porch. It's got a front porch and then like a wraparound back porch, and it's 2-story. It's just, oh my goodness. I'm really excited to do the interior of this house. This video is just the exterior, so it's the house plan itself and the exterior of the house. You'll see me here working on the platforms and trying to get everything situated. I wanted everything up on foundations. You notice there's those little area there in the bay window that I'm having problems with. I fixed it by creating a triangular platform and just slotting them in. Now I'm hoping that I don't have problems with this as I decorate, but we'll see how it goes. So this is a huge house. So you can get the general idea there of the plan. What you see in the lower right is going to be the study. We've got the porch, an entranceway. There's going to be stairs going from the entranceway leading to upstairs that I haven't created yet in the game. We'll get there. Poppy's favorite colors are red and black. Adriana's favorite colors are pink and white. And I didn't realize when I created these Sims, I must have done this subconsciously with the colors. I didn't realize that their favorite colors were kind of like dark and light versions of each other. You know, black, white, pink, red. So I tried making the outside of the house to reflect their different tastes. Now, I wanted most of it to be Poppy, because this is Poppy's house, and Adriana, of course, moved in because she just had a tiny little house as an aspiring writer. So she moved in with Poppy, who of course has more money, because Poppy, being a vampire, has been around for quite a while. She's an experienced vampire. I just really wanted something grandiose for a change, so I went for this house. I really enjoyed building it. You'll see here that we've moved up now to the second floor of the house. The second floor is going to be interesting. So you see there, we've got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. There's going to be a games room, a library, and computer room. Not a small undertaking, this house. I had to rejig the floor plans a little bit because I didn't like the way it looked in The Sims. It looked fantastic, you know, on paper on the website, but didn't quite look very good in The Sims because of the weirdnesses of The Sims, you know, the scaling that they do. That odd-shaped room there on the left, that's going to be a bedroom with a sitting area. Just like, I imagine that to be like a kid's room, so the seating area might have where they store their toys, or maybe a teenager's room, and that little nook can be their study area, something similar. Now, there is a porch on the top, a nice little balcony that I put a double door in, just so that you could get out into the balcony from the library. Instead of going with black for the trims on the outside of the house itself is ended up being white, and I made all of the fencing there for the balconies and the porches white as well, with the doors and windows black. The way I picture it is that originally the house was like extremely gothic with loads of, you know, black and red, dark red colors. But when Poppy moved in, she's like, this is a bit too dark for me. Can we please lighten up the place? And Poppy's like, yeah, all right. You know, we'll paint the house white. We're keeping the black windows and doors. And I love it. It ends up being a really nice contrast of colors. Had loads of problems figuring out what windows to put in because I wanted this first floor to be medium height, and I wanted the upper floor to be a shorter height. Finding matching windows that looked good together, you know, from the medium height walls and the short height walls, really difficult in The Sims because of the way that they do their swatches. I could go on and on about the swatches, but I'm not going to. Yeah, you can see there with that door how it's poking through. I'm not exactly happy with that. I'll take it. So a neat little trick here for The Sims, if you have any bump out places like that and you need to make the floor, is just to encase it all in walls and then get rid of the walls and the extra ceiling with the sledgehammer tool. And it works a charm, as you can see here. I like doing it in small bits, just so I don't forget which walls I need to get rid of. The rooftops, the shapes, again, were quite difficult. I must have spent an hour fiddling around with these rooftops. Just getting all of the different shapes of the roofs to match up as well was a huge pain in the neck. Typical Victorian houses have the roofs where the roof is flat on the very top, and it's got like a little bit of a fencing around it, but you normally can't actually access that area. It's just purely for decoration. And I'm like, I want to make that area, and I had no idea how to do it because the roofs, as you can see there, they're not very conducive to making stuff like that. I fiddled around for a bit. I tried a full hipped roof there, and I didn't like the way it was working. It wasn't going to work all the way across. I went to a half-hipped roof and ended up putting 4 of them up, which actually looked quite a bit better. And again, I fiddled with it. I messed around with them so freaking much just to try to get it to look nice. That little room that's not a room. Technically, I guess I could use that room. You know, I could like make a ladder up from the second floor to that little tiny room there and make it usable, but I didn't want it usable when I was building this. It's just like I wanted that roof bit there, the decoration, but I had a heck of a time getting it to look right. All in all, this build took me 3.5 hours to build the shell of the house, put the roofs on, and do the exterior. I'm really excited about the exterior. I think the exterior is absolutely beautiful. The landscaping that I did, I am so in love with. The headache of getting this roof all the different pieces to look good together and to match, trying to get the roof pitches to look good, and you know, it is just it was so annoying. Still, though, it may be fiddly to figure out the roofing system in The Sims 4, but it's still a lot better than the auto roofs were in previous versions of The Sims. If you can remember that, oh my god, those auto roofs were terrible. A lot of my time was spent just messing about with the roofs, trying to get them to match each other and to look good together. You can see there's the wraparound porch in the back. Absolutely love that wraparound porch. I have to admit, I am a wraparound porch fan. Absolutely loved it. That's another little trick there with the stairs. If you ever want to put stairs anywhere, put them out on the lot first, get them into the shape that you want, and then put them inside the house or wherever you want them to be. You might end up like deleting floors or flooring tiles and such like, and the Sims is really buggy and glitchy when it comes to deleting floor tiles. Sometimes it'll delete the floor tiles and you won't be able to get them back. I always try to put the stairs in the shape that I want on the lot itself and then move them into the house just to keep that glitch from happening or keep the glitch from happening as much. I didn't really like the double shuttered windows as much as I thought I was going to. I wanted to put them everywhere, but you'll see here in a minute how I decided that they just weren't gonna fit as much as I wanted them to around the house. Added a different window on the top because I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. So I went around, started deleting windows because I didn't like it. Looked around trying to find a different window, one that fit. You can see that there's a lot of closet space in this house. I'm gonna have to try to work on that and try to figure out what to do and how to fix it. And your Sims aren't very smart when it comes to tiny rooms. They get stuck in 1 tile wide rooms or hallways or 2x2 tile rooms. They don't like them. Sims are extremely spoiled when it comes to space. They like having lots of space. So I decided that these paned windows from Get Together would fit the upper floor a lot better than those shuttered windows. But went ahead and added, the double shutter window there just because I thought it looked good. I love the Get Together pack, by the way. It's just the windows in the Get Together pack are so nice. I just love shuttered windows. Absolutely love them. So I moved the lot just a little bit there to even it out in the front and back, make basically the same amount of room. This is a huge house, and this is a tiny lot. I honestly would, if I was redoing this house again, I would put it on a larger lot, just so that there was plenty of garden space. Went with a nice white siding. Thought, maybe the black, the white with black accent marks would go well, but decided just to go with the whole white. Now you can see me here putting them on the corners. It's a bit buggy, as you can see there. Usually, if you go with the corners and then fill them in with the middle piece, it's fine, and the accents, the edging comes across on every single corner. But it's so buggy, it sometimes doesn't work. So just go ahead and put all the siding everywhere else on the roof. And there again, I'm fiddling with the roof, trying to get it to look good, and I can't get it to match. But you can see here how the house is really shaping up nicely. And I thought maybe adding the spandrels around the house, but I decided not to. Decided to add a tiny little roof there on that little bump out. I didn't like the roof overhanging on the back. I'm really happy with this house. I know I've said it before, but it's so pretty. Went with black for the flooring on the outside. Went with the Mediterranean shingles, which I thought looked so nice on this house. And now we start doing the landscaping. So here we are putting some of the plants in. Now I just went for debug plants, a lot of the same plants. I just repeated the same plants over and over, going all the way around the house. And I really love the way it turned out. It's very repetitive, but it looks good, I think. The way I picture it is that Poppy's not much of a plant person, as in decorative, because she's a foodie, so she's more of a gardening type person. You know, she likes maybe doing herbs and veggies in a small garden patch. Adriana loves flowers, and, you know, Poppy wants to make Adriana happy, so she let Adriana basically go mad with the flowers. You can see we added pink flowers there and white flowers, so you can definitely see Adriana's hand in this. Also added a little bit of this shrubbery that's, to me, looks a bit like lavender, but without the flowers. Didn't go absolutely crazy with it, although I nearly did. Came really, really close. I probably went a little bit too heavy-handed here and there. But it's debug, so it doesn't cost anything. Now, I could have stopped there, but I like flowers, so I'm like, you know, let's keep adding. There's a few little bald patches here and there, so let's add a few more things. So I found this beautiful purpley colored shrub there and just went insane. Then I realized that some of the plants were poking into the house, and I hate when that happens, so I just very quickly went around and pulled some of the plants back so that they didn't show up inside the house itself. Added some ivy. I figured that, you know, ivy and Victorian houses really go together, so I added a little bit of ivy here and there on the house, mostly the corners. And you'll see it took me a while. I've got move objects on, so I took a while to, you know, size some of the ivy down and nudge it to where it was exactly along the corner of the house. Added a little bit of ivy there as well, climbing along the upper balcony, which I really liked the look of. I thought it was really pretty. I didn't want to go absolutely insane with the ivy either, so I purposely kept myself from adding a lot. Here I am adding a little bit more flowers. I thought that lavender type shrubbery there was a bit too strong of a border. Soften that up a bit by adding some more flowers. And here I am going through the actual flowers bit and seeing what I can find that I like. I did find those debug window planters, and I put them everywhere. But I like the end result. The end result looks really good, so I can't really complain too much. I mean, I can, but, you know, I still love the results, and I think it looks really, really nice. But there we go. It just went around and added window boxes pretty much to every single window that the light touches. I'm now adding a path, and this is, at first I thought, well, you know, I'll just add a bit of a winding path to the front and to the back, but I didn't like the way it looked. I'm like, no, I don't like this. It doesn't look right at all. So I colored it in. I just colored it all in, adding dirt behind, underneath all the flowers, a little bit of scraggly grass to try to make that path look a bit better. Looked at it and I'm like, no, it doesn't look right. I don't like it. I'm like, nope, forget it. We're gonna color it all in. So that's what I did, and I love the looks of it now. It looks better. It just looks a lot better like that. So this is the wedding area. I had thought about going with some of the wedding tables from the new My Wedding Stories pack, but decided to go with the summer patio furniture instead. Just because I love those umbrellas on the tables. They look so much better. They're nice and big, and they just fit, you know? So again, you can see Adriana's touch here with all of the whites and pinks. The lounge chairs, you know, I mean, you wouldn't get a vampire to sit in those lounge chairs. But again, that's Adriana being human. So she likes to sit out in the sun. So she put them out there. But there's loads of seating, you know, that's under shade so that Poppy can have loads of places to sit. Just, you know, as a general from day to day type thing. Now, I didn't put the back door on this, and I realized after I had stopped building for the day that I hadn't put the back door in, so I'll take care of that later on. There's actually 2 back doors to this house. One between those 2 benches, and one directly to the right of those stairs. added the wedding arch. I decided to make it a feature of the garden itself, leading up to the stairs, because I thought that looked really pretty as a backdrop. I put in 2 of those tables, one for the cake and one for the gravy fountain. One black and one white. So this is a small little wedding area, you know, for their closest friends. It's gonna be there's enough room there for 12 sins, black and white with the lanterns there. We've got the wedding dance floor and a nice little stereo system. I went for ended up, I believe, going with the university speakers. They were slightly cheaper than that stereo, and they look better outside anyway. I really love the way this build turned out. If you like the house, if you like the video, please do put a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more videos like this. I will see you later, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.